Okay. Chapter 9, Startup and its registration. Sir, what is this? Guys, very important. Very important. Is it? Yes. Sir, from exam, yes, even from exam point of view. Why? Because in day-to-day life, this is very happening hot topic. There are many exemptions, many amendments, many things which government is giving for these people. So from exam point of view also it is important. From real life scenario also it is important. Now, sir, what is a startup? What is a startup? Group of people, in especially in Bangalore, group of people, they will be going in a cab. They will form an idea and they will open a company. And someone will ask you, what are you doing? They will tell, I have my startup. Yeah. In what do you say? In Bangalore and many other places, nowadays you have that pooling vehicle. I forgot that name. What is that? Quick Ride. Something there is there, no, in Quick Ride. The pooling vehicle, common pool, where group of people from one place to another place they can go. You know that Quick Ride? Heard of it? Carpooling, yeah? Heard of it? All of you? Heard of Quick Ride? So group of people will be going from one place to another place. You get to meet a lot of people. So you guys take a decision. Macha, this corporate work jobs are not working. Full boredom. Today anyone you ask, if you ask them, corporate jobs, boring man, boring. People will tell two things. One, I'll go do farming, as if it is so easy. People will just tell that I'll buy 1 acre land and I'll go do farming. Your entire life also, if you earn, we cannot buy 1 acre land. That is the second story. The second thing, what people say, macha, my life is bugged up da. Yeah, I know all good cuisine. I'll start my own hotel or restaurant. Once in a Sunday, a noon, you will cook something. Parents would have told, such a wonderful chef you are. That is more than sufficient for our life. We will dream of having our own hotel. You cook for 2-3 people and you imagine to serve 3,000, 4,000 people with the minimum amount of credit you get. And you say, bugged up corporate jobs da. I'll go and start one hotel of my own. Yeah. And few people though they will say, if nothing, I'll even put some Golgappa and I'll live my life, but I don't want corporates. That is what people say. So we will ask you, then what will you do? Any people, they will say, I'll have my own startup. What do you mean by that startup? Popularly they will say, I'll have my startup. What is that startup? What do you actually mean by startup? I opened a company. Yeah, I opened my one company. Now say for example, tomorrow I opened my company. What? I opened some educational related company. Yeah. Now, just because I opened a company, is that company called a startup now? I opened a company. Now can I call my company a startup? I can't call. Why? I just started recently. Just yesterday born baby, my company is. Why can't I start? Why isn't it called a startup? Recently started, yesterday. Innovative idea, pa. It is very innovative. Pakka innovation. Pakka innovation. My idea is pakka innovation. All, the robotics machines cook the food. Yeah, no human at all. All machines only cook. I would have said, once the tomato and onion is fried, there is one machine which puts sauce into it. Yeah, and one machine which puts salt into it. And one machine, though, it will be shaking that bandli. Yeah. Now, is it a startup? Investment also, my own investment. Other than Companies Act 2013 will be called, I didn't understand. It is unique. I'm telling you, no, where have you seen a restaurant which serves food with all robots? All robots cooking. Unique idea. Is it called a startup? Sir, basically hotels are already there. So I will not be called a startup. Huh? Oh, no idea is unique if Japan is there. That is what says Bala. Okay. Imagine still, even in Japan it is not there. Then can I be called a startup? People generally say, no, sir, I am a startup person. Oh, it's already there in Chennai, yeah, the robotic restaurant. Oh, recently, no, I think the robotic restaurant is serving, I guess. Even I saw that one person serving. I'm not sure whether it is for cooking. Even I saw that ad, I mean, that WhatsApp video. Serving it is there. I'm not sure on cooking. Yeah? Okay, sir. Sir, then what is a startup? See, for a startup, there are 3 conditions to be satisfied. Founded by one or more person who wanted to develop a product. Yes, Aditya, fair enough. Now, I have founded, I wanted to develop a product. So, my question is it considered as a startup? Yeah. So, and the second thing, guys, the world is small. We will crib, we will tell, sir, I don't want this corporate jobs. End of the day, out of 100, 95 people, 95 of us, we crib, we go back in the morning, we work, we come in the night, we crib, we go back in the morning, we come in the night, we crib. Like that, we will spend some 60 years. If God gives us more life, we will stay, or else we will leave. That's all. The life ends there. 95% of the population ends up doing this. Yeah. Your robot hotel, according to condition 1, is a startup. We'll see. So, hotel is not a startup. Recently, so my brother opened one hotel. So, we didn't get a startup registration for that. So, it's not a startup. Yeah. So, I tried for this, but no, there are certain parameters, criteria and all. If met, we can get a startup registration, but if not, no. What, how and all, we'll see. Yeah. Okay, now listen carefully. So, Startup India registration. Sir, then what is called a startup? See, there are 3 important points you need to remember. What? How are you starting your business? You are a startup, okay. What is your business form of organization? How are you starting your business? Section 8 company? Are you a public company? What type of company? Partnership? LLP? What are you? That is one condition. Second condition. Are you working towards, as most of you guys mentioned correctly, is there any unique idea? Is there any innovation? Sir, no sir. Now for example, most of you said, sir, hotel is already existing. How can it be a startup? Already existing product. But have you made any discovery to it? Have you made any additions to it? Just like I said, a robot cooking, it can be a startup. Unique idea, innovation can be a startup even if the field is existing. The third condition, important of all, there is one authority with whom you need to file an application. I repeat, there is one authority with whom you need to file an application. Yes, the person first you will see, you will know. See. Mare pyare deshwasiyo. Yeah. So, a person behind the Startup India initiative. Yeah. A person behind the Startup India initiative is this person. Yeah. Remember this date. Can you see this celebrating 5 years of Startup India? Can you see this celebrating 5 years of Startup India? Why? I'll tell you. Remember the dates 15th and 16th January 2021. Startup India International Summit. I'll tell you why. Remember that date. So on 15th January, we are celebrating 5 years of Startup India initiative. Yeah. So, हमारे प्यारे देशवासियों, he came and he said when on 15th August 2015, on 15th August 2015 is when our first, when our Narendra Modi, he was standing in Red Fort, he announced, going forward, there will be Make in India. Where is that? It will be there in the other website, I guess. Okay. Yeah. So on 15th August 2015, when he was addressing the nation, standing in front of Red Fort on Independence Day, he said, "My friends, going forward, we will be working towards Make in India. And if at all you have an innovative idea, I will support you." While in your when your childhood and all, you would have studied what is a sleeping partner, what is an active partner. Active partner has an idea, sleeping partner has money, both of them come together, they start a business. Now active partner need not depend on sleeping partner. Then he can come to Government of India and he can say, "Sir, this is my idea. Can you support me?" There are hundreds of ways where Startup India supports you. Yeah, sir, okay. First one, the form of business organization. Second one, innovative idea. Third one, you need to file an application with DPIIT, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. The Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, popularly called DPIIT. This registration is required. You are a company, you are a unique idea, but if you do not file an application with them, you are not considered as startup. So people just like that, if they say we are a startup, you are not considered as startup until your application is accepted by that body. So how is a startup, how does a startup evolve? What is the evolution of startup? Yeah, how does a startup evolve? Everything starts with something called as MVP. Sir, what is MVP? Minimum viable product. Sir, what is this stage? So a startup starts in this stage. What is that? So a person first comes up with a MVP, minimum viable product. That is, he thinks about an initiative. Sir, there is a hotel. I want all robots to cook. Okay. Now, make sure you are making one prototype. Prototype is your idea has to be put into paper. Your idea was in papers. Put into implementation. At least one. Prototype is always called a demo piece. Yeah. So everything starts with a demo piece. So make sure it starts with a prototype of that. Prototype of the idea. Okay, sir. So first will be your conceptualization. Second one, you will make one prototype, one demo piece of that idea. Okay, sir. Now the second one, your idea is going good. So now obviously one person wouldn't have formed it. So you people amongst yourself, you will enter into an agreement saying that, hey guys, now let us make this idea commercial. So you are growing now. So you will enter into something called as founders agreement. What is founders agreement? All the founders, you enter into an agreement. Why? To avoid disputes. So what is founders agreement? You will say, see, this is my idea. So I will take 50% of the profits. And rest of the people, how many of you are there? You are giving money and you will be supporting all these things. What is your duties? Everything will be in detail written. So here you will be writing what is the ownership, who is the owner, of what percentage, and how much every person is willing to contribute to commercialize this idea, contribution of founders, and in case of profits and deal assets and deal with assets of startup. So sir, who will get how much? Make sure you have everything in an agreement. Okay sir. Now, founders agreement. So this is how a startup, any startup, this is how it starts. First idea, next amongst you people, you will start it on a minimum scale. For example, if I have to tell you Zomato and all, they first started with one company. In one company, they developed one small, prototype. What? Before coming to the food court, they first need to tell what they want. So the Deepinder Goyal, he was working in one of the startup, one of the company. He was a techie. So one day he was going to have food. Yeah, when you go to corporates, you will have cafeterias. Yeah, so one day he went. There was a huge queue because everyone in the office will come to have lunch at the same time. This person had to wait every day. So what did this person do? He made a prototype. He said, let us follow this. What do you say? Before coming, you place an order. This person will keep the product ready. You can come and easily have it. The company implemented. It spreaded to few other companies in the place. They also implemented in their own companies. And finally that product became today's Zomato. Yeah, so when you are in the growth stage, you will be in need of money. So you will be calling many other investors. You will be going to everyone's house. You will knock their door. Sir, this is my idea. See if you like. If you like, please invest in my company. Now this is the stage of shareholders agreement. You would have heard about names like angel investors. Heard of them? Something called as angel investors, anchor investors. Yeah, who are they? Why are they called angel investors? When no one is there, they will come like God for you. They will come and invest in your company. When you are suffering without money, they will come and trust your idea. Venture capitalists, yes, there are many people. They will come and they will invest in your ideas. Yeah. So shareholder agreements will come into picture. Now what is it? An outsider is coming and investing in your company, believing in your idea. Now what is that you are giving to him? He is coming and investing you. What is that you will give him in return? So it is an agreement between founders and investors. So basically it says what is investors' right, what are the terms and conditions, and all that will be given in this particular shareholders agreement. Certain startups reach this stage. Certain startups do not even survive till here. Yeah, very handful of startups make it to the next stage. Not all startups will be able to survive. And the last stage, once you are successful, you pass various milestones. You will pass various milestones. Bala, there is many problems. Now say for example, there are at times you will have a brilliant idea, but you are not at the right time. Now say for example, you tell me what mistake, I don't know if you guys have heard of it or also not. What mistake did Orkut do Do you guys know what is Orkut? Orkut. Back then, very long back, it was just like FB, Facebook. Today you are using Facebook. Orkut was there at least like 15 years back. I'm talking 15 years back. Friend request, message, ping, everything was there. It was a right product, but at the wrong time. Getting the point? So what did Orkut do? So it was a right product at the wrong time. Now say for example, you guys know Yahoo email, Yahoo mailing services. Most of you have heard. Now tell me, how many of you use Yahoo? How many of you use Yahoo? You ask any person who is born 1990 and before. You ask anyone who is born 1990 and before. Yeah, all of them used to have an email in their Yahoo account. Today Yahoo hardly exists. Everything have come to Gmail. Yeah, so right product but wrong time. Yes, right product but wrong time. So startups, you might have a good idea, but you never know. Yeah. So in this stage, you will pass various milestones. When you pass the milestone, at that time, you are no longer called as a startup. You cease to be a startup. Cease means stop. You are no longer called a startup. Why? Because you may grow huge at this stage. You may grow huge by getting IPO or mergers. Some company will come and take over you. Yeah. So when you reach that stage, you are no longer a startup. So this is how a life of startup evolves from a paper to a successful IPO. Now you turn back and see how many IPOs are coming. All of them would have gone through this stage. Yes. Clear? Yeah. Okay, sir. Sir, now let us come to the actual matter. Yeah. Sir, what is the eligibility? When will I be called as a startup? Eligibility for becoming startup. Yeah, important from exam point of view. So, the first one, you need to be a private limited. It is available only to these form of business organization, private limited, or even it is available for a registered partnership firm. Even a partnership firm can also apply for a startup or an LLP. Only these three bodies can apply for startup: private limited, registered partnership firm, and LLP. Of course, India, not foreign. Indian private limited, Indian registered partnership firm, and LLP. Yeah. So this is the first criteria. Second criteria, we'll be going both ways. Second criteria, you should be working on innovation or any development, or I told you improvement of a product. So there is already a product, you are working on improvement, or it has high potential of employment. Sir, if you allow me to grow, it creates lot of employment in the country. or lot of wealth generation possibilities. Yeah, so if you satisfy any of these conditions, basically you have to be a unique idea. Okay sir, now you have to apply online or through the mobile app, through mobile application. Sir, where should I apply? You have to apply to a body called DPIIT, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So yeah, so you will be writing an application to these people. Sir, that's all, no other criteria. You need to fulfill one more criteria. What is that? You can file for Startup India registration only within 10 years of its incorporation. 10 years of its incorporation or registration if you are a partnership. So only 10 years of incorporation, within that time you have to file an application. Beyond that you are not called as a startup. Only your first initial 10 years is called as startup, and both condition needs to be satisfied. What is the second condition? Your turnover, its turnover in any of financial year. Assume you are filing for Startup India registration in your third year. So in your first year and in your second year, your turnover, or whenever you are filing in previous years, during any time, your turnover should not have exceeded, its turnover in any of financial year has not exceeded rupees 100 crores. Yeah, your turnover should have not exceeded 100 crores. Plus you need to submit certain documents. Sir, what are the documents? Certificate of incorporation, that is to show when are you incorporated. We want date, right? Or registration, as the case may be. And you have to give a small write-up. Write-up means about your company, your goals, what is your prediction about the future, how do you see yourself in the next 5 years. You have to give a small write-up. Write-up about the nature of business. So you need to say, sir, this is what is my business. I am unique. I am doing innovation in this particular area. This is the advantage to the country because of my Startup India recognition. So please consider my request. Yes? So if you satisfy all these conditions, then you will be considered as a startup. So DPIIT may accept and grant registration or may reject the application. So this is how you register your startup. Clear? people. So what are the condition? Private company, registered partnership firm or LLP. No other company, public company cannot happen. Unregistered partnership firm cannot happen. Now we have to be serving towards innovation or development of a product or wealth creation, employment generation or any such thing. You have to make a, yeah, even that is also considered as private company only, no? Part of private company only. Yeah? Huh. Sir, you have to file an application either through website or a mobile app, and a company after 5 years of incorporation can convert into startup. Sulochana, even in your 9th year, you can apply for Startup India registration. Yeah, but yes, it will be valid only for 1 year. If you apply in your first year, you will be, see, only criteria, the maximum time you can be called as a startup is your first 10 years. You can file an application whenever you want. Whatever is the leftover time, only for that time you will be called as a startup. After 10 years is done, you are no longer a startup. Clear? Okay sir, within 10 years of incorporation and your turnover should have not exceeded, guys, and care to be given, it is a and here, do not forget that, not one condition. So you should be within 10 years and, so turnover in any of your previous financial year, you should not have exceeded 100 crores. Make an application to DPIIT with document, certificate of incorporation and a write-up. They may or may not accept your application, as the case may be. Okay sir. Now, sir, why Startup India? What is the use? Startup India was announced. It was announced by Narendra Modi on 15th August 2015. So this is when the Startup India thing, when he was Independence Day, when he was addressing the people, he said about Startup India. Now, as he rightly said, he came up with a scheme also, and he first introduced a scheme towards implementing Startup India on 16th January 2016. On 16th January 2016, they launched Startup India Action Plan. That is, if at all you register as a startup, what and all are the benefits for you? What and all are the available benefits for you? He came up with an action plan and it was introduced on 16th January 2016. Now, do you remember why we are celebrating 5 years on 16th of January 2021? Because the Startup India was launched on 16th January 2016. Yes? Okay sir. So, a part of this action plan, it includes the following. Startup India Action Plan, it includes the following. Sir, why should I register as startup? You know what? मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, I have created fund of funds for you. Sir, what is this fund of funds? I have created one corpus. In our budget, one amount was specifically kept apart to invest in startups if you have an innovative idea. Oh sir, how much? 1 crore? No. Sir, 10 crore? No. 100 crore? No. 1000 crore? No. 5000 crore? No. 10,000 crores was allocated towards Startup India. So if you have an innovative idea, you will be eligible to get funds from this account. So fund of funds. Government of India, GOI, created 10,000 crore of funds for startups. It is also called as FFS, meaning funds for startups. 10,000 crores was kept aside. Sir, who will manage this? This fund for startup, it is managed by SIDBI. What is SIDBI? Small Industries Development Bank of India. SIDBI, heard of it? Small Industries Development Bank of India. SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India. Write down that. You will forget later. So they will manage this fund. If you have an idea, you will be eligible to get funds from this particular account. That is funds. Okay, sir. Second one. Not only funds, they created something called as Credit Guarantee Fund for startups. Sir, what is this? Assume you were not eligible, or you did not get, or you got the maximum fund from this Startup India registration. You still want money. So what do? Sir, I ask all possible people. Indirectly, but the most of the caretaker, that is a person who is managing the entire fund, is this people. SIDBI. Managing of this funds is done by SIDBI. Yeah? Now, sir, I have got the funds. I went to all my close circle. I asked for the funds. Even then I am falling short. So what do? You go and ask money from banks as loan. Sir, banks are asking for collateral. If I have collateral, why will I ask for investment? I would sell and I will only invest. No. So bank is asking for guarantee. The Startup India said, Mere pyare mitro, don't worry, I will give you guarantee. They have created one fund just to give guarantee towards banks. If banks are giving you loans, then these people will give you guarantee also. That facility is also available. 500 crore per year of corpus is created. So every year they are giving 500 crores towards this credit guarantee fund. It is be given for 4 years. Every year 500 crore they are giving it for 4 years. Sir, what do? Provide guarantee to banks and financial institutions. Or if you are taking loans from any other place, for them they will give guarantee. Who is providing loan to startup? Okay, sir. Sir, now tell us the main thing, sir. The main thing is called tax incentives or tax exemptions. I'll tell you what and all are the tax exemptions in reality. Your book says half and half, but let us actually learn so that you will remember. Of course, said that I will not teach you anything very extra, probably 1 or 2 letters more than whatever is there in your book. Yeah. But yes, that doesn't mean we are doing anything which is not there in syllabus. We are doing everything in syllabus only. Sir, tax incentives, very important. Now, guys, you are registered as startup. What is the advantage? Law says, hey, you are eligible for tax exemption. Don't pay tax at all. Go. Whatever is at see, you have earned 1 crore profit. If you are a company, you will be paying at least like 30 crore. If you are earning 1 crore, surcharge, that charge, everything is charged on you, and you are paying say 30 lakhs as income tax. Law says, hey, you startup, that 30 lakhs also you don't pay. Put it back into your business only. Do some business. Yeah, so they are giving you tax incentive. Oh yeah, how do you know that? Interministerial board. Okay, we'll see that. I'll be telling you that also. Yeah. Okay, sir, the first tax exemption is under. Oh, okay, very good. Section 80 IAC. Section 80 IAC. This is the first section. Important. Sir, what does this say? Listen carefully. It talks about tax exemption. Yeah. So, first, sir, who can get this? You have to be a DPIIT registered startup. You have to be a DPIIT registered startup. And care to be given, even if you are a DPIIT registered startup, this 80 IAC exemption, all under Income Tax Act. Everything under Income Tax Act 1961. Yeah. Okay, sir. DPIIT registered startup. This particular 80 IAC exemption is applicable only to private company and LLP. Even if you are a partnership firm and even if you have a DPIIT registered startup, you will not get 80 IAC exemption. You are not entitled for that. It is only for private company and LLP who have already got themselves registered under DPIIT. Now, you need to file one application in Form 1. In Form 1. To whom? To a board called as, is startup also registered apart from DPIIT? Sushant, I didn't get you. No, I am telling you, you should be a DPIIT registered startup. A startup company, once you are registered under DPIIT, you will be called as a DPIIT registered startup. So now once you are registered under DPIIT, our first condition, eligibility, once you have taken that, now you are coming for tax, different body, no. Now you are coming to income tax. So you have to file one form called Form 1-2 Interministerial Board of Certification. Interministerial Board of Certification. Sir, why is it called Interministerial Board? Because it is made of group of people. The members of Interministerial Board are, the first one, Joint Secretary. This board is a merger of 3 bodies. What is that? Sir, Joint Secretary, DPIIT. He is the convener of this board. Yeah, the main person. And there shall be one representative. One representative of Department of Biotechnology. And this person will be a member. The last person, there will be one more person who is a representative of Department of Science and Technology. Yeah, and this person will also be a member there. So it is made of all these people. Basically, off late, even biotech is also in that startup thing. So there should be a member from there. who knows that. That is the main intention. Yeah. Okay, sir. So you are filing a form to these people. These people may grant or reject the application. Yeah, guys, and one more thing, there is one more criteria which has to be satisfied. Your company or LLP, it has to be incorporated. It has to be incorporated after 1st April 2016. If you have started your business before that, then you will not be eligible for this particular thing. Yeah, if you want to avail 80 IAC exemption, you have to be a DPIIT registered startup, and in that also you should be only a private or LLP, and you have to be incorporated after 1st April 2016. If you have incorporated before, you are not eligible for Startup India. What is this? 80 IAC exemption, tax exemption you won't get. For people who are getting confused, sir, there also we wrote something. See, that is to get a startup certificate. With that certificate, you can go to various boards and departments and you can claim exemptions. So you have taken that startup main certificate, you have taken that, and now you are coming to income tax department and you are telling that, sir, please exempt me from tax. Why? I am a registered startup. If you are satisfying these conditions, he may grant or reject the application, as the case may be. Yeah. Now, sir, what if he grants my registration? What will happen? If you have space there, write down, or if you want, you can write after that also. This is the important part. On granting of that 80 IAC registration, on granting startup can avail tax holiday, meaning you will not be paying tax at all. For how many years? You can claim it for 3 consecutive years. For 3 consecutive years, how much ever you earn, every rupee will be exempted. This 3 consecutive years has to be claimed. Out of its first 7 years of incorporation. So, the tax holiday, you have 7 years of time from the day you started your business. Assume you have incorporated in 2017. You immediately filed Startup India registration. Now, you got Startup India registration also. You are filing 80 IAC with Interministerial Board. They also accepted your form. Now, you have 7 years. In that 7 years, from 2017, you have 7 years. In this, you can select any 3 years. Any 3 years you can select, in which you will be exempted from tax. It can be first only, or you can even select the last 3 years of 7 years. So until 2021 you may pay tax. I said, okay. So first can be the first 3 years or even the last 3 years also possible. Clear? So this is under 80 IAC. Look, total tax exemption for 3 years. 3 years. Such a beautiful thing. Don't you think so? Copied, everyone? So you will be filing. Yes, generally people will obviously go for last 3 years. Yeah, because immediately no company will start earning profits. To be very frank, for the first 2 to 3 years, you will not even see 1 rupee profit. You will see profits only after 2 or 3rd year, 3rd year maximum. In the first 2 years, no company will see profits. Okay, sir. The next exemption under income tax, guys, all important and also very important from your real life also. See, all this is there. Yeah, you can advise someone. Next one. Section 56 of Income Tax Act. Sir, what is this? It is popularly called as angel tax. It is popularly called as angel tax. Sir, what do you mean by this? Bala, that is what I told you, no? It has to be a unique idea. If the department is convinced, they will give you. They have not said you have to be in this sector only, this industry only. Anything can be a unique idea, provided you prove it is an innovative idea. Yes, that is a unique idea. Employment generation, yes. Yeah? So, section 56 of Income Tax Act. Now, what is this? What is this? Okay. Sir, what is this angel tax? Listen carefully. Now, imagine there is a startup. Yeah? Imagine there is a startup. Now, what is this angel tax? Listen carefully. This startup has 10,000 shares. Now, just like this Reliance had share capital, now Reliance wanted money. Jio, recently what are they doing? They are selling their stake to all outsiders. Recently Facebook also invested, whatever we saw, 10%. So, what do generally they do? Now, assume two people. Now, assume Ambani and Neeta Ambani, his wife. Ambani is holding 5,000 share. Neeta Ambani is holding 5,000 share. Now, generally what they do, once they start their company, assume they are growing, they are getting very good ideas, they are able to commercialize, they have lot of demand in the market. Now they are in need of funds. Now what they will do, they will go for investors and they will say, if you invest in my company, I will give you 10% of my company shares. So out of 10,000, I will give you 1,000 shares. Now these investors, it is a very good return for them. If the company grows, the share price also will grow. Correct? So when these people started, the market price of share is 10 rupees. One share's price is 10 rupees. This is a face value. When you started your business, now assume you have started your business and 2 years has happened. You have started business, 2 years have elapsed. Now your company has a demand in the market, just like Dunzo, a recent initiative, things like Zomato, Swiggy. People know it, they encourage it, like Quick Ride. People know the idea. So because of that, your market price, the demand, you will be growing. Yeah, the market price of the shares keep increasing. The market price of the shares keep increasing. Now what do these investors do? They really like the idea. They want to invest in your company. So what do they do? For 1,000 shares, they will invest some money in the company. Now assume after 2 years, your actual price of the shares is somewhere around 200 per share. Market value. After 2 years, the share price of your company has reached 200 per share. But what do these people do? They invest more money in this particular company. That is 1,000 shares, they will buy it, say for example, they will buy it 500 rupees per share. Because of the demand, or else they will not sell the shares. Now this is only popularly called as your securities premium. What is securities premium? Whatever is the extra money you get over and above the face value is called as securities premium. So what the law used to say, whenever you are selling your shares, I repeat, whenever you are selling your shares over and above the market price, the market price of the shares are 200 rupees per share now. But you are selling, because your shares have demand, you are selling it at 500 rupees per share. The law tells whatever extra you got, 300 rupees, over and beyond your face market, over and beyond a fair market value. This is called as fair market value. Today your price of the share in market is only 200 rupees. But obviously you will not sell. So what does other person do? Just like black ticket. The ticket price is actually 100 rupees. But because of the demand, the ticket goes to 300, 500. Today master movie, it will go to 1000 rupees. The fair price is only 100 rupees. But you are selling it at 500 rupees now. So the law says, who? Income tax authority. Hey, you come here. Your actual price is 200, but you are selling it at 500. So 1000 shares into 300 rupees. How much ever profit you have made? On this, you have to pay income tax. This is called as angel tax. This concept is called as angel tax. Understood? People, all of you, understood what is angel tax? Write down. DP IIT recognized startup Manoj, it is not tax on security premium, it is tax on the amount over and above your fair market price. Security premium, anything you sell beyond face value is your security premium. So your share price is actually 10 rupees. You are selling it at 500. 490 rupees is your security premium. But you need not pay tax on the entire 490 rupees. So first, what is the fair market price in the fair market value of the share in the market will be determined. So in our case, it was 200. Over and beyond that, whatever you are selling, on that you will be paying tax. Yes, getting the point? Huh. So DP IIT recognized startups are exempt from income tax when startup receives any consideration, that is money, when you receive money for issue of shares which exceeds the fair market value of the share. So if you are any other company, you will be taxed. Okay, listen. See, basically what happens once the company started, this will be your face value. Initially when you start, the price of the share starts with 10 rupees. Yeah. Now imagine 2 years have elapsed. 2 years have elapsed. In these 2 years, you have purchased certain assets. You would have made certain commercial progress. There is certain goodwill. Your price of the share in the market today will be 200 rupees. Assume. Yeah. Actual price in the market today, if I go and if I have to buy the share, it will be 200 rupees. But that doesn't mean the price of the share is 200 rupees. The question is, are they willing to sell it? Are the people willing to sell it? They won't be willing. Until unless you pay them an extra price, no one will sell you. Just like assume a theater, the price is 100 rupees. The price is 100 rupees. That doesn't mean you will get a ticket. You will get it only if they are willing to sell it. So what is the next route? Alternative route. You will go for black ticket. Yeah, you will go for black ticket. So the black ticket, now the price of the share, the price of the ticket, 100 rupees they are selling it for, say assume the price of ticket was 200. The market value, if you see on Book My Show, the market value is 200 rupees. But they are selling it at 500 rupees. If you are any other company, my market actual price is 200. You are selling it at 500, right? Come. On the rest of the 300 rupees, you have to pay tax. That is only called as angel tax. Yeah, that is only called as angel tax. But if you are a registered startup, that extra money is also not taxable. If you are any other company, if you are selling your shares at a higher price than the market value, you have to pay tax on it. Sir, what if I sell it at 200 only? Then no tax. Angel tax comes into picture only if you are selling your product above the fair market value. Startup, no angel tax. So that is what we have written here. Just last one thing, write down conditions to be satisfied and let us stop it for the day. Yeah, conditions to be satisfied. You should be a DPIIT recognized startup. You have to be a DPIIT recognized startup. Your paid up share capital plus your share premium, your paid up capital plus securities premium, whatever is in your account, share premium account, after proposed issue, that is after whatever issue you are doing it now, after proposed issue, shall not exceed rupees 25 crore. So, if your paid up capital and your share premium put together, if it is exceeding 25 crores, this particular exemption is not available for you. Past and even present, now whatever you are issuing to the investor, everything put together, if it is exceeding 25 crore, then you will not be eligible for tax exemption. It has not invested funds in any of the following assets. What is this following assets? We'll be doing in the evening's class. Following assets or it has not invested till date, or it shall not invest also for next 7 financial years from such issue date. The third condition I will tell you. Yeah. Bala, as long as you are a startup, if you are claiming it at any time during this, you will be eligible. As long as you are a startup. So basically before your 10 years. Yeah. And you have to make sure your paid up capital and share premium does not exceed 25 crore. And with whatever money you have got. Issue date. Sulochana, whatever is the date you are issuing it to the investor. You are issuing shares? No. Now that is only being tax exempted. That is the issue date. Date on which you are issuing shares to investor. Date of issue of shares to investors. Yes. So basically whatever money you are getting, you should not have invested in these assets, or you should not also be investing in future for the next 7 years in these assets with the money whatever you are getting. Only then you are eligible for this tax exemption. Yeah. Okay. For people who are done, who have understood, you can leave for the day. I'll not be doing any other new concept. Manoj, this is for you. See, for example, when you start your company, with this is what is the price you start your company with. This is called as face value. In your books, this will be the value which will be seen on your books. Yeah. Now, once you start doing your business, you will grow. Your assets will be increasing. Now see what happens. Once you start growing in your business, your goodwill will increase, your assets will increase. End of the day, the market price of the share of the company in the market, you will not get the share for the 10 rupees only now. The price would have gone up. So today assume after 2 years, your price of the share is 200 rupees per share in the market. This is the market value, actual value. Yeah. Now, the question is, are you selling it at 200 only, or you are selling it at even more price? Sir, the actual price in the market for my share is 200, but I am selling it at 500 rupees. Yeah. As per your assumption, 10 rupees is face value. Now assume if I am selling the shares at 500 rupees, the rest of the 490 rupees, the entire thing will be called as share premium. Yeah, the entire 490 is not taxable. Then what is taxable? Whatever is in excess of the fair market value. So here my fair market value is 200, but I am selling my share at 500. So the difference amount 300, on this I need to pay tax. This is called as angel tax, not the entire share premium. Clear? I hope I cleared your doubt. People, all of you understood? Can every company issue shares normally? Yeah, every company can issue shares. Whenever it wants money, it can ask for investment. Any company. Okay, so if you have copied, let us end it up for the day. Yeah, have a good day, guys.